right, so spotting now, guys. So we learned how to set up the racks as safely as possible, so they're going to work for us, right? Now we know what are our duties as a spotter and as a lifter, right? As the lifter, obviously, you want to make sure that you know what weight is supposed to be on the bar, right? You've added it up correctly so you don't get a surprise, right? A good surprise is it's too light, right? But you're not going to get all the work in you out of it. A bad surprise is, oh, that's way too heavy and I'm stuck, okay? As the spotter, though, your job is to confirm, number one, that they have, in fact, the correct weight on there. If you're working in with somebody, oftentimes we're changing weights, right? So we want to make sure that the correct weight is on the bar for you. We both should be checking that, right? After that, a lifter's job is to lift with good technique. The spotter's job is to make sure they don't get hurt, right? So, Megan, actually, Buzz, do you mind jumping over here for me? Do some reps for the bench press. Yeah. So Buzz and I are going to work on spotting the bench press here. Don't lift anything yet. All right. So Buzz. All right. So this is set up. Somebody with a little bit shorter arms is on this rack. Buzz, go ahead and sit back up for me. Don't adjust the bar with somebody laying underneath there. Right. So get him out of there. We're going to go up 2 holes for Buzz here. All right, so he's got a height where he doesn't have to reach way, he doesn't have to go a mile to unrack it now. It is possible to have that too low. As a spotter now, I'm going to make sure he's ready to go. Go ahead, Buzz. I'm going to make sure he's ready to go, and I'm going to help give him an assist lifting the bar off the rack. Again, you don't want to, as a lifter, unroll those shoulder blades on the bench press, right? So when I help him, I'm not going to lift it up really high. I'm just going to give him a little bump so that he can easily unrack it. Go ahead, Buzz. Once he's in position, notice my hands are still under the bar. When he's ready to lift, I'm going to tell him it's his bar. I'm going to say, your bar, and then I'm going to move my hands. Right? And Buzz, at that point, is free to lift. Okay? Now, as a spotter, go ahead and do a couple reps, Buzz. I'm not talking to somebody over here and looking around, right? I'm paying attention to my lifter here. Okay? Because if something happens, it's going to happen fast. Okay? Last rep, go ahead and rack it. As Buzz racks it, I'm going to grab a hold of the bar, make sure it seats fully in the hooks, and ease it on down. Okay? Go ahead, sit up, Buzz. Now, like I said, as the spotter, you don't want to be looking around, you want to be paying attention, right? But I also don't want to be a distraction. Okay? Obviously, spotting the bench press can possibly put you in an awkward position. Okay, so Buzz, lay back down. This is why you're here. Right? Yeah. If I get too close to Buzz, I'm getting too close to Buzz, right? It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, that can be uncomfortable and distracting for your lifter. So Buzz is going to go ahead and unrack the bar. Your bar, Buzz. I'm going to take a little step back. I'm going to give him some breathing room. That way I'm not dripping sweat in his face or breathing in his face, right? And he's good to do his lift as he needs it. But I'm staying close and I'm paying attention, because if he gets stuck, go ahead and get stuck, Buzz. I need to be able to get over top of him and lift that bar off of his chest, right? So at that point, I am going to have to step forward and get that bar off of him, right? Because I don't have leverage out here. I've got to get it in close to my body, especially if Buzz, which he is, a strong lifter, right? There's no way I'm picking up the bar from out here. Got to get in close and deadlifting, right? As a general method for doing that, I usually go 1 foot forward and kind of go diagonal. That way I'm not completely stepping over his face. But if the weight's heavy enough, it's going to get personal. Right? It's going to have to be both legs over there so you can get that bar. But I'm sure your lifter will take that as opposed to being stuck or suffocating or just being strained. Going 2 underhand, right? I prefer when I'm doing it, especially if it's a heavier lift, to go 1 over, 1 under, because then I can kind of row it and pull it into my body this way. If I go 2 hands under, it's really a bicep curl. And that might work for if your lifter is not as strong and is lifting pretty lightweight. If it's something I can bicep curl, that's fine, right? That works. But if Buzz got a couple 100 pounds on the bar, none of us are that strong. Like, we're not bicep curling that bar. So you got to get into it, be able to get that into your center, and pick it up off of it if need be. Okay. Let's say that Buzz has a pretty heavy set going on right now. Okay. I want to make sure as a spotter too, and this is a delicate balance, that I'm not stealing the rep from him. Right? And stealing the rep would be he's halfway up and he's working hard. he's struggling a little bit, right? But I go in there and I grab that bar because he's struggling a little bit and I take it from him. And maybe he was going to actually be able to get that rep. It might not have been the prettiest rep or the fastest rep, right? But he was going to get it, right? So I want to make sure I'm not stealing the rep from them. As long as the bar is making positive progress and not negative progress, right? I'm okay to let them continue. Okay? So Buzz, go ahead and let's get the bar over the top of you. Let's pretend you got a few hundred pounds on the bar here and you're going to give me a struggle rep, right? Your bar. He's struggling. He's still making forward progress right now and he still has good technique. Get it, Buzz, get it. Right? He locks it out. We rack it, right? But if at any point in time that bar A starts to go back down, right? Or B, his technique goes crazy, those elbows shoot out, right? He's at risk for injury, we're taking that bar. So at that point, it's kind of a judgment call, right? You have to use your spotter brain, your coaching brain, and make sure that you're not doing both. You're not stealing the bar from him, but you're able to be responsible. Does that make sense? So that's something I've seen actually recently. Somebody jumped in, stole a rep. Me as a coach yelled at him for stealing a rep, right? The lifter tries to do the next rep and they actually got stuck, but my spotter was no longer paying attention, right? And there they are stuck, giggling and laughing because the bar was on their chest luckily, right? And they were stuck nonetheless. So paying attention, staying close, getting ready to grab that thing if you need to, but not stealing the rep. Cool with that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Our job is to keep pushing, right? Like keep benching if we're on the bar, if we're buzzed.
Yeah, and so as a lifter here, you still need to be smart, right? I preach, let's get the heaviest weight we can for the reps that are good reps, right? If you're breaking technique, right? If you're on a 5-rep set and rep 3 is just terrible and you're grinding through it, the elbows are flying out and stuff like that, use your head. If you're already struggling that much on rep 3, you're probably maybe get 4, but you're probably not going to get 5, right? So at that point, you say, nope, not going to get it. I'm going to rack it. Got to be safe. Use the good judgment there and go down. But yes, as the lifter, you're going to try to get that weight off your chest. If you're in a failed rep and that bar's stuck, help your spotter. Right? You might not have full strength, but I mean, doesn't have full strength either. He's in a bad leverage position, so you both got to work to get that bar off. Worst case scenario in the bench press, somebody starts to break form and that bar begins to drift up over their neck, and then when it goes down, it goes over the neck, right? So if you see that happening, that's when they're breaking form. You're grabbing that bar and making sure it gets racked safely. Does that answer that question?